Hello everyone, and welcome to Beowulf on Wednesday. I was trying to wait for it to go a bit darker, but it's and a bit cooler as well because it's hot, and I'm a bit dirty unfortunately because I've just been doing gardening. I thought I'd better get the reading session done before it's too late and goes really dark. And also, as a young child, next door but one, who I might wake up, so I don't want to be too loud and get too excited. So if you remember, Beowulf dived down to the bottom of the lake. Was it a trap, or was he going to catch the sea hag off guard? With these words, Beowulf, that daring prince, dived into the deep lake and disappeared. So deep was the perilous pool that it seemed to take forever before he saw the bottom and felt it with his feet. And there, that blood-greedy hag of the deep was waiting for him. Ready in ambush, she sprang on him, fastening him at once with her hellish hooks. But although he was caught, Beowulf was so far unharmed, for her clenched claws could not pierce the mail shirt and draw blood. Pinioned and helpless in her grasp, the sea hag dragged the prince to her cavernous lair. So they've dived down and then come out through a cavern in some rocks. Try as he did, Beowulf could not even draw his sword to defend himself against the water wolf, nor against the onslaught of twisting sea monsters now slashing at him with their tearing tusks that threatened to rip away his life-saving battle coat. Still held fast in her deadly embrace, Beowulf found himself hauled to the surface in a vaulted cavern. Lit all about with fires of hell, it seemed, but at least he could breathe again, and was free of the pressing weight of water. At least now he would not simply be swept away and drowned. Then he looked up and saw the monstrous size of this hideous sea hag. He had felt her strength already. Undaunted, he saw his chance. He broke free of her, tore away himself, drew Hrunting, his sword, circled it high above him, and brought it screaming down on her head. Sure, it must have been her death stroke. Hrunting, that battle-hardened, all-powerful sword that had sliced so easily through helmet and mail, could not bite this monster's hoary hide, but simply bounced off, leaving her flesh unharmed, unscathed, unmarked even. Never before had Hrunting failed a warrior in a fight as it had now. But Beowulf, intent on victory, was not in the least downhearted. Rather, his courage was renewed, his ferocity sharpened. Seeing its blade edge would be useless, the hero flung Hrunting aside and thrusted now, as he'd never done before, to his own strength, to the God-given power in his hands. Now was not the moment to think of saving his life. Now would be the time of testing his achieving of everlasting glory. Anger steeled his strength. Fury fired his determination, stirred him to action. Beowulf hurled himself at Grendel's mother, grabbed her by the shoulder and threw her body to the ground. But in a moment, she repaid him fully, grasping him with her horrible hand hooks so that he stumbled and fell, too weary now to save himself. At once, she was astride him. He was at her mercy. She snatched up her dagger. Now she would avenge her boy, her only son. With a scream of triumph, she struck, but the mail shirt shielded him from the sharp-edged blade, from the deadly point. Again and again she stabbed and slashed. But Beowulf, blessed battle shirt, did not fail him. Without it, the Geat hero would certainly have been slaughtered there and then. But God, looking down, saved him, gave him the victory. he hasn't beat her yet. Summoning the last of his strength, Beowulf threw her off and leapt to his feet. And there above him on the wall, he saw hanging in an ancient war trophy a giant sword so huge, so heavy that only a giant could wield it in battle play. But this death-defying champion, this Geatish hero, was boiling with war fury. Like this, he was as strong as any giant, and he knew it. He sprung to the wall, caught up the sword by its hilt, and whirling it once above his head, the blade singing out its death song. He brought it down on her neck, in one blow cutting clear through the bone and flesh. Her death agony was swift, and when it was done, she lay at his feet, stilled by death, Beowulf's giant sword, hot with her fiendish blood. It was over. It was done. Surely it was done. The monster mother was united in death at last with her monster son. Looking above him now, in that hellhole, Beowulf saw scattered there the wretched remains of Hrothgar's brave hearth companions, those that Grendel had slaughtered as they slept in Heorot Hall over all those years. He saw too where Grendel himself lay, stiff in death, his lifeblood long ago drained from him. There was one more task for this giant sword. Beowulf, the fiercest of champions, finished the task and severed Grendel's hideous head with a single swipe. Whoosh! And there's that mighty sword. I'm going to leave that there for tonight. Now, Vikings always named their swords. Could you design a sword? And what kind of sword would it be, and why? Would it be curved? Would it be huge and large? And more importantly, what would you call it? Okay? So, let your Year 4 teachers know and send them a class dojo. Draw your swords. Okay, thank you, and good night. I'm going to have a shower now.